post light fell over. Tim stuck up a new one, but it's only got dirt around it. So tonight we're gonna try to actually do it right, I guess, and dig out the old block. So we get to use the backhoe. Yay!
We're going to try to dig out the old concrete block. I just set this on the old one. We'll dig out the old concrete this time, and we're going to, the wire, we'll show you, but the wire ran right through the concrete. So I found a splice connector that's supposed to be safe underground. So we'll cut the wire below the concrete, get that old concrete block out of there, and pour new block. Then we'll get our light down where it belongs, and so it won't fall over.
I love it when you can flip the seat around backwards. I wish I had a seat for my machinery in the house, you know. Like a vacuum cleaner with a seat would be nice. Or a seat at the sink so I can wash dishes seated. But oddly enough, most inside chores don't come with seats. Every time I iron, I have to stand up. At least we have a backhoe and we don't have to dig this thing out by hand. I would not really be up for that. Well, there went the post. I can kind of see the outline of the concrete disc now. It's buried, still got dirt all the way around it. Electric wire that, you know, lights the light lamppost proves to be quite annoying. We're trying to dig around it. We got the big shovel and the little shovel working at the same time. Interesting how one is much less labor intensive and yet does more. Well, folks, I believe there's a giant concrete block under there. Yep, indeed. Sorry about that strange camera angle. I'm trying to hold this wire as well. So the wire comes out here and then down. I got it now, it's right there. Tractors are great and usually they do most of the stuff for us, but sometimes you have no choice but to do a little manual labor yourself. It keeps us healthy, I guess, so that's what Dad's up to.
The question is there a way to get this wire out of this concrete without damaging it?
Do you have the will to do it, Dad? You know what they say. When there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to do it, you can make it happen. I don't think it's very deep in the concrete.
Interesting point.
Woo! Hey, looky there.
Progress though. How you doing, Lee?
The direct burial hole is supposed to be down in clay, put concrete around and line the concrete against the bottom of the hole.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
What?
The lime in the concrete eats the bottom of the pole and they fall over.
So you put them in clay. We've got some corrosion going on there.
That's why they're called direct burial holes.
So when I get this out, I just put the other one in with dirt, no concrete.
How's that going to hold it up?
The clay down there will hold it up quite well.
Stuff flying everywhere.
You see how the line seeped up into the pole itself, and that's why it caved in. And I also didn't even know this until the other day, because they had 3 repairs up at Westfield Lighting, all of them in the same situation. All of them put them in concrete, and this is direct burial poles. You don't put them in concrete. Yeah.
So Catriel was making the connections. Catriel and Tim are to a, what is it? An underground feeder
Splice kit.
Don't try this at home, kids.
I need my backhoe thumb.
Yeah, laddie, you do. So while while Catrill is doing the electrical work, Tim is going to try to lift out the block O concrete. Actually, it looks more like a bowl. He said he needed his backhoe thumb, which he doesn't have. I think that was a ploy to get one. Oh, I think he's going to get it. Then the question becomes, what are we going to do with it? Probably just put it in the trash can. Wish that I could be here when the trash guy tries to pick up the trash can this week. We put some rather strange things in the trash can before. Yep. Well, there she went. What are you guys doing over there now?
We're testing.
So there's the connection underground, with now that's got the wrapping around it. And Tim has now gotten a heat gun. Compliments of Lee.
Neighbor Lee!
Being neighborly. Ha!
Lee.
You know, the directions said heat gun or torch.
I know it. Torch sounds a lot more fun, doesn't it?
Yes. I did shrinky dinks as a kid.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Shrinky dinks were fun. They probably don't even have that anymore.
I don't know what my childhood would have been without shrinky dinks.
You really enjoyed Shrinky Dinks.
I thought they were the coolest thing ever, because you had to figure out how to draw stuff in order for it to show up well once it shrunk. And all the other kids would just draw something like really detailed, and I'd tell them, you're not going to be able to see that when it shrunk.
Exactly.
And then it'd come out of the oven, and they'd be like, where'd my drawing go? We've got this shrink wrapped about just as good as we can get it. So, our main concern would be rain getting in here and water getting in the connection. And you know what happens if rain comes in there and water gets in there, Dad? Mr. Tumnus can't come. If your childhood was anything like mine, you read the Chronicles of Narnia. And the lamppost is where Lucy meets Mr. Tumnus. So that makes this a very important project. If we ever want to meet any centaurs, or, you know, I know Mr. Tumnus wasn't a centaur, but any magical creatures, you gotta make sure that your lamppost is well dug.
It lasted in Narnia for what? Thousands of years? Hundreds of years? I don't remember.
But I don't know, because time in Narnia is not actual time, right?
Okay, so Neighbor Lee is adamant that we not put this in concrete.
You know, I can understand that, because what's your pole made of?
Aluminum.
Aluminum. Well, whatever it is, it's going to be cations that would react with lime, which would probably be an anion, and make something different, which would not be good.
You reckon we could get that connector through this hole?
Yes.
I could put it a little closer to the
Yeah.
house.
Dad, I have another idea. Why don't we just use your shirt as the light?
You'd have to stand outside all night, though.
So I'd have to go towards you if we want to.
Yeah, you'd have to go towards me.
I mean, I could turn it around. There's no reason why the light sensor couldn't be on this side. It would just come on a little sooner.
Okay. It
And then-
still needs to be back towards us.
So as I sat down to edit this video, I saw that we just simply set the camera down and didn't capture any more video after a while. It's kind of frustrating because the video was so good and the project turned out so well. It's just really disappointing that I failed to capture all the video that we wanted to get. So I'll just tell you a little bit about the end of the project and how it went. We took that shrink wrap connector of those two wires that was supposed to be sealed tight around that number 14 wire. I was a little disappointed at how it was not sealed so well. But we took that cable, and instead of having to leave it outside exposed to the elements, we were able to feed it through the hole in the post. By feeding it through the hole in the post and aiming it upward, I felt like we were able to get it out of any situation where it might be exposed to the elements. So you can see the post now, how it's standing, and it's rock solid, and it doesn't have any concrete on it. Neighbor Lee will be excited about that, and you know, it's just worked perfectly. This is just an opportunity to use our backhoe to solve a problem that could have been solved with a shovel. There's no question about that. but it did make it a lot easier. Getting that concrete chunk out of there and into the trash can or into someplace else to throw it out would have been very difficult, or at least pretty heavy by hand. So the backhoe was really a help, and we really appreciate having it. It was a lot of fun. It's also fun to get together with the family and just do a project like that when we can. We really enjoy you watching our videos. We'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to our channel and share our videos with somebody else. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. Is this switch off?
No, I better go turn the switch off, hadn't I?